Socrates update on Iran war posted March 22, 2026 by Martin Armstrong question. Could you give an update on this unprecedented war? BP answer. Here is the update Socrates has provided.
Pause, Marty. This war can last into 2028 and introduces the risk of $225 to $235 oil. Overlooked by most analysts is the fact that a major Middle East debt crisis as Gulf states borrowed against future oil revenues. This war can also lead to a banking crisis. Wars rarely end on political will alone, and this conflict is constrained by a dense web of strategic, economic, and security pressures that neither side can easily escape. What began with stated goals containing Iran's nuclear program, degrading its missile and regional capabilities, and helping the Iranian people has hardened into a confrontation between objectives that are arguably incompatible. As the conflict spreads into the arteries of the global economy, ending it will require more than a shift in rhetoric or even policy. A durable ceasefire would depend on mediators capable of sequencing reciprocal steps and bridging fundamentally incompatible aims. More likely, the war will end not through decisive victory, but at the point where continued fighting no longer improves either side's position and the mutual threat environment begins to recede. This face is clear in compatible endgames. President Trump has dismissed Tulsi Gabbard and used Israeli intelligence claims. For the United States and Israel, the conflict forms part of a broader attempt to reshape the Middle East security architecture. Since October 7th, Benjamin Netanyahu has repeatedly invoked a new Middle East in which Iran's regional reach is sharply curtailed. Drawing on past confrontations, including the 12-day war of June 2025, Washington and Tel Aviv appear to be seeking tangible outcomes, like dismantling key military capabilities and preventing their reconstruction, an objective that may prove harder than the initial blow. Iran's logic is different. Tehran is pursuing what might be called coercive endurance, safeguarding regime survival while preserving deterrence by imposing high costs on its adversaries. Its demands, compensation, and assurances against renewed war serve not only strategic ends but domestic ones, helping sustain elite cohesion and legitimacy. Regional actors, particularly Persian Gulf Arab states, and external powers with major energy interests remain cautious, oscillating between defensive positioning and watchful restraint. For now, mediation remains peripheral. The war is being shaped less in diplomatic forums than under fire. Looking at timing, things appears to be escalating from April into June and eventually into September. The Saudi currency had a double directional change in March, and rising volatility into June, and a panic cycle off in September. The US and Israel have made the same mistake as Hitler did in underestimating the Slavs in 1941. Iran now does have the incentive to create nukes as the only way to survive long term. Blank.